Have you ever caught yourself laughing with someone you love over something totally absurd? Like why elevators always seem to have a secret grudge, or how you're sure your toaster is judging your breakfast choices. You're just sitting there, maybe sharing a pizza or sprawled on a park bench, and suddenly you're deep in a debate about whether stars ever forget their lines in the cosmic script. Sounds silly, right? But what if I told you those moments are some of the most profound expressions of love you'll ever experience? What if talking nonsense isn't just a quirky habit, but a secret doorway to true intimacy? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you might see those goofy conversations in a whole new light. Let's dive in. We've all grown up with this idea that real connection means serious, weighty conversations. You know the vibe. You picture the perfect couple sitting by candlelight, discussing their life goals, analyzing a TED Talk, or swapping insights about mindfulness. We're told that intimacy is built on big moments, talking about your dreams, your fears, or the meaning of life. And don't get me wrong, those conversations are beautiful. They matter. But why do we assume that's the only way to connect deeply? Why do we think love has to look like a philosophy seminar to be real? Think about it. When you're scrolling through social media, you see couples posting about their grand gestures, epic date nights, heartfelt letters, or tearful promises. It's easy to believe that's what love is supposed to be. But what if the real magic of love isn't in those polished moments? What if it's in the messy, silly, wonderfully weird conversations that don't make it to Instagram? Let's flip the script and talk about what intimacy really looks like. So, what do I mean by nonsense talk? It's those moments when you and someone you love let your thoughts run wild, no agenda required. Maybe you're wondering out loud why socks always seem to vanish in the laundry like they're auditioning for a magic show. Or maybe your best friend starts inventing a backstory for the grumpy barista who always spells your name wrong. These conversations don't solve world hunger or map out your 5-year plan. They're just fun. They're the verbal equivalent of doodling on a napkin, letting your mind wander wherever it wants to go. Have you ever noticed how these moments feel so easy? There's no pressure to sound smart or have all the answers. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're just being you. Silly, curious, maybe a little weird. And isn't that the best feeling? When you can ramble about whether clouds ever get stage fright or confess that you secretly talk to your plants, and the person across from you just gets it, that's where the magic starts. Here's the thing about nonsense talk. It's not just about laughing at dumb jokes or making up stories about your neighbor's cat. It's about letting down your guard and showing the world who you really are. In our daily lives, we're so good at playing the part, aren't we? At work, you're professional. With acquaintances, you're polite. Even with friends, you might hold back the weirder bits of your brain because, well, what if they think you're odd? But with someone you love, whether it's a partner, a best friend, or even a sibling, you can let it all hang out. Imagine this. You're sitting on the couch with your partner, and you blurt out that you're convinced the moon has a crush on the sun because it's always chasing it across the sky. In that moment, you're not worried about sounding cool or smart. You're just being you. And when they laugh and add their own twist, like, yeah, but the sun's totally oblivious, classic slow burn romance, you feel something shift. You feel seen. Not the curated version of you, but the real one, with all your quirks and random thoughts. And isn't that what we're all chasing in our relationships? That feeling of being loved for exactly who we are? Now, let's get real for a second. Talking nonsense might sound easy, but it takes courage. Why? Because sharing your silliest thoughts means opening yourself up to judgment. What if they don't laugh? What if they think your obsession with naming your plant houses is just plain weird? It's a small risk, sure, but it's still a risk. And yet, when you take that leap with someone you love and they meet you with a grin or their own ridiculous story, it's like a little gift. You realize you're safe to be your weirdest, most unfiltered self. That's what makes these moments so special. They're built on trust, deep, unshakable trust. You're saying, here's the goofy, messy part of my brain. And they're saying, I love that part of you. Think about the last time you had one of these conversations. Maybe you were joking about how your dog is definitely the CEO of your household, or maybe you spent 20 minutes debating whether a taco is technically a sandwich. Didn't it feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders? Like you could breathe a little easier because you weren't trying to be anything other than yourself? There's something else I love about nonsense talk. It's a tiny act of rebellion. We live in a world that's obsessed with productivity, right? Every conversation is supposed to have a point. At work, you're strategizing. With friends, you're catching up or solving problems. Even on social media, we're crafting captions to sound witty or profound. But when you're riffing with someone you love about whether pigeons have secret meetings or why your fridge hums like it's auditioning for a band, you're breaking all those rules. You're saying, this moment doesn't need a purpose. It's enough that we're here, together, laughing. Isn't that freeing? In a world that's always demanding we do something, be productive, be serious, be perfect, these conversations are like a mini vacation. They're a reminder that you don't have to perform for the people you love. You can just be. And for young adults like us, navigating careers, relationships, and all the pressures of adulting, that freedom is like gold. It's a chance to step out of the grind and into a space where joy and connection are enough. Here's where it gets really interesting. These silly conversations aren't as pointless as they seem. When you let someone in on the wild, wandering corners of your mind, you're doing something profound. You're inviting them to see the raw, unedited you, the part that's not trying to impress or prove anything. Our thoughts are a messy mix of the serious and the absurd, aren't they? One minute you're stressing about a deadline, and the next you're wondering if squirrels ever forget their to-do lists. When you share that mess with someone you love, you're giving them a front row seat to your truest self. And when they join in, when they counter your squirrel theory with a story about how they think their coffee mug has a personality, it's like a dance. It's a joyful, clumsy, beautiful dance of connection. Those moments say, I trust you enough to show you my weird side. They say, I love you enough to laugh at nothing with you. And in a world that can feel so heavy sometimes, those moments are like a lifeline. They remind us that love isn't just about grand gestures or deep talks. Sometimes it's about giggling over a made-up word or inventing a secret language only the two of you understand. So why should you care about this, especially as a young adult trying to figure out life and love? Because these moments of nonsense talk are more than just fun. They're a roadmap to building stronger relationships. If you're in a relationship right now, whether it's romantic or platonic, ask yourself, do you feel safe enough to be silly together? Can you share your weirdest thoughts without worrying about judgment? If the answer is yes, hold on to that person tight. They're giving you something rare, a space to be fully, unapologetically you. And if you're still searching for those kinds of connections, this is a reminder to seek them out. Look for people who laugh with you over the absurdities of life, who don't need every conversation to have a point. Those are the people who'll stand by you through the messy, beautiful chaos of growing up. They're the ones who'll make you feel seen. Not just for your achievements or your polished side, but for the quirky, curious, wonderfully weird person you are underneath. So here's my challenge to you. Lean into the nonsense. The next time you're with someone you love, let yourself go. Wonder aloud why the wind sounds like it's gossiping, or confess that you think your laptop has a vendetta against you. See what happens when you let your thoughts run wild and invite them to do the same. You might be surprised at how much closer you feel, how much lighter your heart becomes. These moments aren't just fluff. They're the heartbeat of love. They're a reminder that the people who matter don't just want the best version of you, they want the real you. The one who laughs at dumb jokes, who makes up stories about the moon, who finds joy in the absurd. So embrace those conversations. Cherish the giggles, the tangents, the wonderfully pointless moments. Because in those moments, you're not just talking nonsense. You're building a bond that's stronger than any grand gesture. You're saying, here's all of me, and hearing, I love every bit of it. Thanks for sticking with me. Now go out there, find someone you love, and start a conversation about something gloriously, beautifully silly. You won't regret it.